versus the Queen of Pain, right? Makes a lot of sense, brings a lot of utility to their lineup. It's a rough one. I have to say I like the Sand King last pick from TSpirit, which has me dancing a little bit from one side to the other when it comes to predictions.
You can't decide. Steven, do you want to put forward your prediction first?
I think LGD's late game potential is insane, but TSpirit, you know, Toronto, Tokyo, this might just be his game. That being said, though, I always prefer the late game, so I'm gonna go with the LGD.
Just put me on the Slavic squad, of course. Let's go Slash.
TSpirit. I'm going TSpirit as well. They look like they can brawl, and that's exactly what they want to be doing in this series. So yeah, it's going to get messy, and TSpirit, I reckon, are going to come out on top. Well, let's bring it over to our casters. We've got B-Cop who's casting. You'll be delighted when he's on the mic. We all get excited. With him as Mo, you'll be distressed. He's just above average when he's at his best.
Thank you, Nomad. Man, this guy's rhyming.
I promise you. I absolutely promise you. He's been sat up for he was sat up all night thinking about that. He was like, God, how do I make it work?
Look tired.
He's got 2 hours sleep. He's been up all day thinking about it as well.
Gets that one line out of there.
He is so good at finding mid wards. I'm sure there's not. I'd love to see the stats, but I reckon there hasn't been a better team this tournament at dewarding around that mid lane before the rune spawn.
Yeah, they're like pre-horn movements are some of the best from what we've seen in this one, but the China Dota pit as well. They played really well around the horn and around what they want to get done in terms of vision.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would say though, I'm on the Spirit train today, B-Cop.
Everybody on the Spirit train. I'm surprised that the faith has been lost here on LGD. All of a sudden, Magic Missile with the Burrow Strike coming in from Collapse and Mira. Ame in some trouble. He's starting to get some essence shift though. Only 4, but it's not looking really that great for Ame.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, the tether's gone, the life is gone, and Collapse gets first blood. Not the start that they would want on LGD, and we praise their early pre-horn movements, and then they give us that.
So when I just say I'm on the Spirit train today, I meant for this game. I realized that it made it sound like it was for the whole series, but I think their draft for this game looks really strong. They've got this really good mid matchup that we've mentioned before from on the panel. Transfer Tokyo, when he had to play this matchup before, did a really good job. And I think Joey probably did one of the better Batrider players this tournament, but I would still favor Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, like you said, he's had some good performances on this Queen of Pain, and I'm interested to see. They picked it up pretty early, so they're prioritizing it for him. And, he's when you have good performances with a hero, certainly want to try it again. When you've got the ability to really flex and try things in a best of 5, why not? Not the most common picked mid. I think Nomad said it's only been picked twice this event.
Yeah, it's just against Batrider specifically, we've been seeing teams doing it, right?
Right. An 8-0 to the 6-1. So the CSing pretty much even over in the mid lane. Taking a little top though. Got Ame, Shinkyu. Shinkyu up in the top lane with Ame. Not really what you see too often from LGD.
No, but you want the sustaining lane against the Sand King, right? You see this a lot from teams when they pick this Wisp 4. They tend to play it in the safe lane, and then the position 5 will move to the off lane.
Ame trying to secure some CS as best he can, and this is also a move on the Venge from what we've been normally seeing, the 3 to the 4. But I'm not surprised. Collapse is not who we've been seeing play Venge, more so like the Axes, the Mags, the Sand Kings, the guys who blink initiate, want to get something done.
I mean, I'm sure we can play Venge, right? But like you say, I think they look so much better on Spirit when he's playing those big initiate team fighters.
Yeah.
The CS across the board, though, looking really good for LGD so far. Especially in this mid lane.
And Xiaowei, he's had his struggles in the mid lane in a couple of these matchups, but for the most part, even when his laning goes poorly, he somehow makes something of nothing. And And it's always interesting to see how he accomplishes that.
Well, if you see his skill build as well, he actually went Flame Break at level 3, which I think against the Queen of Pain, something that happens a decent amount, right? Where you want to be able to offer that damage straight on the Queen of Pain, but you know you're never going to get it from Firefly because she just blinks away. So.
Right. Is it possible that maybe you force that blink with the Flame Break and then dive in with Firefly?
I mean, potentially, but it's so difficult. Mira?
Oh, Mira in some trouble. Ame trying to get the kill, pops the fairy fire, just surviving, and then a salve. They're trying to stay in this lane, has 4 tangos and a mango to go. Burrow strike on 2 with the wave of terror, but that's just... Yeah, a good glyph to stop it. Collapse from getting a bit of CS with that Burrow strike. And now they're starting to right click away on these heroes. They've got the Pounce Leash. There's the magic missile. Right clicking in. Mira just used that salve.
Oh, the courier as well.
Oh, yeah. Collapse losing that courier, but it did deliver before it did go down. So not awful, but definitely not what you want to be giving away. And again, I'm playing so aggressive.
But that's the thing, because you have the Wisp in your lane, you have the ability to play aggressive because it's so much more difficult for Spirit to punish you when the sustain is there from the Wisp. He has the Ring of Regen and a Headdress. Like, the amount of regen at the moment on the Slark just means he can kind of do whatever he wants in this lane, you know, within reason.
And at the moment, even if he gets in a little bit of trouble, he does have 10 wand charges to go back to and potentially survive. Like, he's not an easy kill, and he definitely feels comfortable playing in the faces of TSpirit in this lane at the moment. Ooh, courier coming over. This one might die before it delivers. And it does, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that as well, though. Just, yeah, ticked over to 1k net worth lead here for LGD. And again, we've mentioned it time and time again. Look at the support net worths. That's where the big difference maker comes in.
And these are 2 teams that have, at least in this event, played their aggression very, very aggressively.
They played the aggression aggressively.
Played their
That's pretty pocket speak up.
Aggressively. There we go. You could have let me have it.
Absolutely not. I haven't thrown you under the bus enough this event, actually. And now we're in the final. I'm unleashing my my final power.
He's going Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
I've killed Krillin, and well, now I deserve to pay for it. You can already see Faith Beyond, who's really the anchor for this team. It's something we say a lot about the offlaners in China, especially say JT. He's one of those guys who is always the anchor. You're always expecting him to have a pretty consistent time in his lane. And yeah, Faith Beyond, his performances, his lock, like CS, and everything that he provides in terms of being that guy towards the top of the net worth always feels pretty consistent from him. Yeah, they might have caught Collapse out. Is Burrow in a second?
He's desperately trying to get in front of him for the tether slow, but couldn't quite manage it. He doesn't have any regen on Collapse either. He has these phase boots queued up again, but I'm wondering, because the lane's a little bit more difficult this game, whether he might just look for the straight blink rush instead.
He's holding a lot of gold. He is sitting second on the net worth. Like, he could definitely do that, and if he's got the farm, if the lane stays consistent like this, go for the blink, right? Like, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Because I look at this game and I think if you can get the early blink on the Sand King in conjunction with this like Queen of Pain, they have the ability to play such like quick Dota. I'm not saying LGD can't, but I think you need that kill threat relatively early on. Oh, he's going for the phase boost. Okay, take it all back. He definitely wants the phase boost first. I've always said that.
With a lot of conviction as well. And something I've noticed too, again, it's just Yatoro going back into the jungle. He had a bunch of stacks to work with, and now Faith Beyond coming over and swiping some of those stacks. And LGD, while watching TSpirit, definitely noticed that. I think a lot of teams towards the back end of the event kind of did as well, where they know Spirit, Maposhka, he's always looking for these stacks to make for his carry. And yeah, you know, if it's going to be made for him, you need to invade and try and steal them. And that's exactly what Faith Beyond does.
Especially when you play these heroes like Venge as well, they're stacking such low effort. Like Venge Shadow Demon, hit a camp, wave of terror, and you get so much efficiency out of it. I don't know, like Collapse all of a sudden, Like, he's ahead of the Slark in net worth, even though the lane's been relatively difficult.
And now he's
But
going into the blank.
The Underlord's net worth now looks so good, though, after taking that stack before. And it'll be interesting to see what Faithbjorn does, because I think he had treads that I saw before. And I think when you have this oh no, he doesn't have treads. Right, okay, it was somebody else. So he's gone for the early hood. I was wondering whether he might turn into some sort of like semi-carry.
Flying some trouble. Toronto Tokyo's here with Miposhka. And White walks away for a second, but they've got 3 stacks of the Shadow Poison. Probably not who I expected to get that kill, but Miposhka claims Y's life.
Yeah, like, okay, so my problem with LGD's lineup is moving forward, like, into the mid game, right? We talked about this yesterday with Tundra. Their ability to, like, blow people up quickly is a bit of a worry for me, right? They have these 2 cores that are good in long fights, in, like, Batrider and Underlord, and especially Slark as well, but the burst damage isn't really there. So when you're playing against these heroes like Sand King and Quap that are really mobile, and they have the double defensive save behind them, killing heroes quickly is a difficult thing to do.
And that's something we saw Tundra kind of struggle with collapse on this Sand King, where if you give him too much time to work with, I mean, this guy's gonna make you pay. He finds his farm, he finds his openings, he knows his angles. He really went off these last few days. It's kind of been disgusting from him. And by kind of, it's been really disgusting. He's played so well.
I would say, though, it made me laugh that LGD banned Bane. Like, oh, the pink pole, easy. We talked about on the cast yesterday how much, work the Miposhka Bane was doing, and I love to see that LGD have respected it so much they just have to take it out.
Respected that and the coddle.
Sven stacking once more. Can she get it off? I don't think the ancients are stacking.
That's a big camp. They're going on a collapse. They've got Jawade here in the top lane. They're going to chase him, but the Burrow Strike trying to leave. Pig pull again. Running from these heroes. And they do have lasso if they're forced to use it, but here comes Toronto Tokyo. My goodness. The lasso comes out of the Queen of Pain. They still get the kill on a collapse. They're going to look over Toronto Tokyo. Blinked into this one. It's on cooldown for 3 more seconds. Jawade and Jinkyu are gone. And Ame will get that kill in return. They come over with Yatoro as well as Mira. He goes into the ulti and tries to go after Yatoro, who's popped this God Strength. Not going to continue to fight, but all of a sudden, Ame's got himself 2 permanent agility and 2 kills in this lane.
Yeah, sick turn by Toronto Tokyo, though. It was so close to just killing the Wisp and the Batrider straight away. I will say, though, that really well played by Jawade to lasso the Queen of Pain instead of the Sand King. Like, if that Queen of Pain had just been able to stand there and hit during that duration, I think the fight would have been completely different, right? So he reads the situation really well.
Radiant's middle tower.
Look at that. Yatoro all of a sudden just almost top of the network. And Miposhka getting run down. Jawade's made his way down here. He's got the boost to travel, can move around the map pretty quickly. And, well, he's come bottom after that death top. They'll get the kill. They should be able to get the tower, potentially, if they stay on it.
Oh, this catapult. Just 1 HP.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Has that maxed out Firestorm, so taking the tower seems pretty easy. Collapse in the dire jungle.
Yeah, he's playing really aggressive, but like he is forcing rotations of things, right? Like he's just cutting waves, being as annoying as possible. He has 200 gold off his blink as well, so that timing that we talked about, maybe he wanted to get that blink early. With that stack in particular before, he actually still has a really strong amount of net worth, so the blink's going to come at a good time anyway.
Good flame break to push off that illusion rune. Now Mira coming over, hit with the Pit of Malice. The Earth Splitter flies in from Y. It should be able to kill off Mira with no problems, and Miposhka shows himself for a second. Not going to have enough there to help out this Venge.
Is under attack.
And I assume the build is still the same for the 4 Venge, right? You just go Ags after boots?
Yeah, I think so. Unless they want some kind of like...
But they have a sentry down. Lasso on a collapse. Burrow strikes, try to get away. Flame breaks there, goes into the pig pole. They've brought in Ame. And Pounce not leashing, but the right clicks are in, and Jawade gets credit for the kill. Ame participating in one shot, has himself 3 permanent agility stolen, and they get another kill on the Sand King. But he did buy out on that blink before he died.
Yeah, exactly. He buys the blink first, so it's not the end of the world. Level 4 Pit of Malice here.
And the Pit of Malice as well as the Sleep. That means Pit of Malice is going to go off again. They're behind them. They've got the disruption. They have Jin-Q as well as Ame coming through. They're going to body block Miposhka. They'll take the kill on the Shadow Demon. End up losing the tier 1 over mid, but they're right on top of Miro once more. And both supports are going to bite it here for TSpirit.
Yeah, they do get the mid-tier 1 though, so it could have been worse. But I think if LGD are able to transition this into a mid-tier 1 of their own, which it looks like they will, they'll be more than happy with that trade, evenly on the towers and getting the 2 kills. We'll see if they can do it.
And Ame is 7k net worth already, and he's getting real close to that Diffusal Blade. Looking for the Epi. And he stopped it.
So they don't get the tower though. Yeah, and it's interesting to see as well the difference in Slark. Like from yesterday where we saw Skeeter play it, like he didn't really join fights for the first 20 minutes, it felt like. And I know it's different this game because they have a Wisp, so like the Slark has an easy way into the fight. But LGD willing to use that hero a little bit earlier on potentially than Tundra were.
They've got this Blink Dagger on the Sand King. I'm not certain it's been shown yet. They also have a double damage waiting on Toronto Tokyo, who's about to have this Orchid. So a bit of a item timing here for TSpirit with Yatoro continuing to farm this jungle. He's got himself the Echo Saber, Mask of Madness ready to go. God Strength on cooldown though. 14 more seconds. So that could be a timing where TSpirit look to fight.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. Are they reliant on the BKB timing here potentially on the Slark still, or can they go with the Diffusal?
Can LGD go, or can TSpirit go? Sorry.
My problem, like, if Slark doesn't have BKB, they do have a lot of burst, right, on Spirit. So, like, going in with the Diffuser, all it takes is one, like, mistake. We saw yesterday, you know, like, one good Sanking Sun into the burst that Spirit have. They can kill the Slark quickly. I think that's an Orchid on the Queen of Pain flying out.
Yeah, it is. Is it though? Are they going to try and fight where Ame's leading the charger? He's in the entire time. It looks like they're set up to do so. I was thinking more so that they'd be farming and have them relocate in afterwards.
Yeah, you can do. I mean, Wisp was changed a little bit from what it used to be, though. Where, hang on, Miposhka.
It's going to be spotted. They'll slow him down with the Diffusal. The Disruption comes out. They'll have the Venge coming in. They've got themselves the Pit of Malice, and now the Blink as well as the Epic coming in with the Burrow Strike. They don't have the damage. They have the mech, but the kill is on the Ame as well as Jin-Q. They'll take out both.
It feels so good talking about something, and then it just happens straight away.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often, but when it does,
it feels good.
You feel so vindicated. That was so close to him not dying though, right? With the mech coming through from Jin-Q. Ame kind of going crazy going up the hill blindly. But I mean, it could have been good, right? Like, if they kill off the Shadow Demon quickly, the fight's much different. But the supporting cast just a little bit far behind for LGD. And they don't really scale that well going into the late game on LGD, you have to say. I mean, the Slark's a good matchup against the Sven, right? Like in these long fights in the late game. But Spirit have the burst potential, and the other two cores on LGD don't scale particularly well on the Underlord and the Batrider. Unless the Underlord goes into like some semi-carry build or like an AC or something. But it seems like he's going a little bit more utility-based.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Sven's almost at this BKB. Is he gonna dismantle the Echo Saber?
Collapse. Cancels the TP. I don't think it's gonna matter.
He's pig-pulled and surrounded. Jowie with the kill.
That Underlord with the overcharge as well. Madness. Clicks like a monster.
Radiant's top tower.
Pushkin just taking away some vision here. doing his thing as best he can right now, sitting... Both supports actually sitting higher than LGDs, and that's really what we look at quite often in these LGD games. It's just the difference in net worths where we can find it. Meanwhile, Zhao 8's been spotted, and he is very dead. Toronto Tokyo moving in with Mira to get that kill. He's got that big BKB, but...
Big net worth increase for Toronto Tokyo as well, 500 gold.
Yeah. He's almost got his BKB. And it looks like Yatoro's not going to dismantle that Echo Saber, and he's just going to buy out on the BKB.
Is there a mech on the Wisp, Pico?
No, he's still building it.
How did he save the Slark before? What happened? Did he just wand or something and fairy fire?
Yeah, I think so.
Is under attack.
I swear I heard the noise for mech.
Yeah, I thought I heard a mech noise as well. I just assumed he had it.
Radiant are scared.
They're looking to make a play here up towards top. BKB gets popped as the magic missile's thrown their way. Still slow it up, goes into the pig pole, staying right on top of Mira. On the other side of the fight, though, they've got themselves the Sonic Wave coming through and getting the kill on the Jinkyu. They're going to look over at Ame and try and finish off this Slark. The lasso comes through under the Venge. And now Jinkyu, who bought back, TP's in and tethers up onto Ame. God Strength pop going after Face Beyond the Cleave. Really doing some damage on the Zhao 8. Not only on the Face Beyond, they've got the Earthquake coming through from Y as he only is able to just stand there. This is a new BKB for Yatoro. They get the kill on the Face Beyond, and they've got some heroes as well on TSpirit. The dust comes out. It's on a collapse, but the swap is there from Mira to save the Sand King. Nobody lost from TSpirit yet.
I mean, these double defensive supports, man. Like, they swap out the Sven, they then banish the Venge. They're just saving each other.
Ooh, Burrow Strike on it too. And now Toronto Tokyo coming over. They've got the silence on Ame trying to survive. Right click's on a collapse, but it's not going to be enough for him to survive. And Toronto Tokyo gets the kill. They finally take out Mira, but that's only one killed off on TSpirit. They've killed off Faith Beyond as well as Ame. They had the buyback coming out from Jinkyu. They will kill off their Y. He's getting chased down by 3 heroes. He's certainly dead on his screen already. While Zhao 8 is forced to TP away. He goes back towards mid, and Jinkyu's already walked away. He bought back, doesn't want to die again.
But this is what I was saying, that like LGD, it's so difficult for them to find these kills. Like the double defensive supports, the lack of like burst damage relatively early on. Such a big issue for them here. It's like the constant saves coming through from Spirit, disrupting the fights.
Yeah.
It feels like the Spirit from yesterday, they're still very much here.
And they're up 5,000 net worth. They've had such a great time so far. They've played around the aggression that LGD were pushing forward quite well. And I wonder if maybe they've pushed and stymied it enough that now LGD, they might need to stop for a little bit because they want this BKB on Ame, right? So yeah, you just take the time to farm that up, kind of hold back on fighting a little bit and wait for that.
Well, it's difficult though, right? Because the Batrider's just finished his BKB. So it's like, oh, do we want to wait for the Slark BKB, or do we want to play around this like bat BKB that we've just finished off? Like the timings are slightly off for LGD. Oh, he gets out on the Poshka.
Faith Beyond, Lotus Orb for him next as he's picked up a pipe and a Rod of Atos, so he's got a decent chunk of farm. The top 2 right now are the Sven of the Queen of Pain, so Yatoro, who's used these stacks, and well, he's 2-0-1, just continuing to farm and be involved when he can be. He's going for a Daedalus next, and he just picked up a Blink Dagger, so definitely a time to fight for TSpirit as they'll group up and smoke. They have God Strength ready.
What can they find though? Because Roche is up, remember. You know, if they don't find a kill, I don't think they should force it. Maybe potentially just go and look to play around the pit instead. But we know what Spirit are like. They do like finding these kills.
Might find something in the triangle. They're gonna walk up. They put down the arms. They just spot Jinkyu, and they're gonna come through. They've got themselves the God Strength so quickly killed, and get bought back. They'll take it in one swipe as well.
I think they just run into Roche now, surely.
Is there anything really to stop them from taking it? And it does not feel like that's likely. I mean, you do have Elder Titan. He's very good at disrupting these Roche attempts, but I just don't think there's confidence there in going that way.
LGD do scan it though, so they know this is going on, and they're going to head into the pit. You have to remember, with the Elder Titan, they have really good stall around the pit here. Underlord as well, one of the better heroes.
It's already so low. It's already getting down towards the end. They need to get into the pit, but they won't be able to do so. Oh, they actually get the kill on a Roche. Sonic Wave comes in. They've got themselves the Radabatos coming through as well as the Pit of Malice onto the Shadow Demon. Yatoro comes clicks in, and it's a two-man stun. They're looking for Jowley to get some of the high ground. The swaps in on the Y. They got the kill on the potion. They're going to look over as Ami's coming into the fight looking for Mira. Y ends up dead. Venging Trouble. Down goes Mira. Two heroes gone on the side of Spirit as they'll buy back on Y. Jowley still very low. TPing out and away from this fight.
That's so unfortunate.
Toronto, Tokyo.
He got stuck in the trees by the creeps, so he had to BKB to get away.
Yeah. And not awful from LGD. Spirit, though, forcing the buyback on Y. They lose both their supports. They end up getting the Aegis, but the Aegis kill, or the Roche kill, is LGD's. It was a snatched Aegis.
Yeah, I think if Xiaowei had died there, the fight would have been much better for Spirit, right? But
yeah,
the fact that he's able to just get up on the cliff and get out of there. Decent fight for LGD. Collapse. They have the lasso.
And they're going up towards top of the relocate. They have the Radabatos on to Toronto, Tokyo. Now they're putting him out as well as the sweep. He doesn't have the BKB. He's in the previous fight, but they're going to go in with the God Spec as well as the BKB. The damage on the Faith Beyond is just too much for him to handle, and now Jinku's going back over, and they'll relocate out. They relocated in to try and take this fight, but the complete turnaround, which is something we see so often from Team Spirit, is right there, ready and willing to go.
Got the dagger.
They get the kill to Xiaowei. They've got the dagger on to Y. They might dive this tower, and it looks like they're definitely going to dive this tower. They have the blink, and the God Strength still going, and they'll get the kill on a Y. Triple kill for Yatoro, and that is easy pickings there for Team Spirit.
Yeah, well played by Collapse there to like drag the fight out a little bit longer, so the initial lasso didn't come through. Kind of drags LGD a little bit too far from where they would like, and you know, Wisp with the relocate just manages to get out, but very close to dying as well. Is this the most poor we've seen Jin-Q this tournament, I feel, at like 25 minutes?
Seems like it, yeah. And it's just not the hero that we've been seeing him play. Not the type of, you know, Monkey King, Void Spirits, just more heroes that become cores than this.
I mean, he is a great Wisp player, though. Like, yeah, he's played it a lot before, but I agree with what you're saying. Like, different to normal. Is that the Wisp shard? Or is it the Slark shard?
I wouldn't be surprised if it... Yeah, it's Slark shard coming out. He's got the Depth Shroud now. Ags finished on Mira, too.
Very good against, like, the Sven, right? Where if the Sven's trying to blow somebody up, you pounce in on the Slark with the Depth Shroud and keep them alive. They don't really... I guess they have decent AoE damage with the Queen of Pain and the Sand King, but for the Sven itself...
Pounce.
Not easy.
Well, this is a kill on Mira, who's got that new Ags. They're going to continue to chase. They've got Collapse coming to the Demon Center as well as the Burrow Strike. Oh, the damage coming in on the sword!
Goodness!
He ends up dead. The Sonic Wave is there. They'll take out Ame. BKB is popped by Xiaowei. He tries to get on the high ground. Maybe going to leave from this one, but they get the kill on Mira. And again, he's got that Axe. They'll try to leave the relocate out. Face Beyond. He's also going to use that Dark Rift. But they have this Wisp coming back, and they have spotted where he relocated from. And
yeah, and they have that
so very dead. They get the kill on Mira, but again, it's just not... It doesn't matter. Once you have that Axe, Venge, it does not matter.
I love the OGA observers when they change the camera angle because they know there's going to be like an absolute chaos and there's nothing the opponent can do in the moment. Chaotic good. That's the...
Who's the chaotic neutral? My biggest question.
It's definitely the Black Dragon this tournament. He's been the chaotic neutral.
7,000 net worth lead here for Team Spirit. Sven sitting at 17,000, just about to finish off the Statos. They got the sweep on Mira again. Mira, he's gonna die. He's got this illusion. If they can get rid of it, feels that much better. The magic missile comes out onto the Slark. Faith Beyond coming over as well. And Psychic Headband drops for the Queen of Pain while all this is going on, as well as the Quickening Charm on that camp where they were killing Mira. So that's a good kill to get and taking away the illusion. As Ame now with 6 permanent agility.
Oh, for the Sven.
Yep.
This damage increase here. That's worrying. And there's a load to solve on the Sand King as well. So like where they normally have this easy BKB piercing disable, it's even good against the root as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fabian almost has the goal to get his Lotus Orb as well.
Yeah, I guess that, I mean, the Lotus Orb obviously against the Venge is the big thing we've seen this tournament. So that swap isn't available. Can't help but feel they'll be using the swap defensively though. Titan Slipper for the Sven, thank you very much.
Thanks for making my game that much easier. Right now he is holding onto the Mindbreaker though, and I'll also grab that Titan Sword. They're gonna smoke and draw a line right towards bottom.
I think LGD should know this is happening though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're gonna scan top and Radiant are gonna scan towards the bottom area of the map. LGD, they should know. And the question is, can Spirit catch them?
Making this cross over the river.
A good retreat there from LGD. Keeping the Slark farming the whole time as well.
Yeah, finds an enchanted quiver. Just about has the gold here for the Basher. Got this BKB still at 9 seconds. The swap's going to come through on a Faith Beyond. They have the damage on a Faith Beyond so quickly, but there's the last, though. The disruption, though, with the save. The bounce is going to miss. The Earth's going to come through. Jiawei kind of caught no man's land as LGD are going to go after Collapse. They've got the sentry down. They have the vision on him, and now they've got the root from the Ranabatos for the BKB is going to be popped as well as the God Strength coming in from Yatoro. Focuses his attention onto Faith Beyond. We'll get the kill there. They've lost Shinku. They've lost Jiawei. The Sonic Wave comes in, and down goes Ame. 4 heroes dead. Spirit looking for it all, and they will find it with Y in trouble and Y killed off. It's wicked sick here for Toronto. Tokyo, a 10k lead for Spirit.
Do we need to ban Shadow Demon and Bane recap? Because my post man, like the Slark hops the BKB, but basically the whole duration gets wasted, as well as the lasso, as well as the Earth Splitter, because of one save from the Shadow Demon.
Has fallen.
And this is onto the high ground. No buyback on 3 of these heroes. This is at least looking like a tier 3. They do have this glyph. So there goes the tier 3, and looking like the melee racks will follow. 15 seconds still to go. Highest respawn timer on LGD. They do have a tier 1 bottom, so it's stopping them from going through bot, but top is open.
I mean, they can't deal with Yatoro at the moment on LGD. Like, this guy basically just blinks into a fight with the Stainless and somebody's dead. Like, that fight, it was the Batrider, especially after his BKB ended. And he's just able to move from target to target because the rest of Spirit can keep themselves alive. With all this maneuverability and defensive capability.
I'll take your tribute.
Oh, 15k lead here. I believe, yeah, Collapse looking for that Octarine. It gets even tougher to kill Yatoro as he's picked up that Satanic. And like you said, they don't have the burst damage to kill these heroes on the side of LGD. So they don't have the burst damage. Even if Sven gets low, he's just going to Satanic and be back to full.
And it feels like he just picked up the crit as well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it feels like this is the do or die smoke for LGD. If they lose one more set of racks, you know, second Roche is going to spawn here as well. So this fight has to go their way.
Toronto Tokyo spotted.
Oh my god, he went in
aggressively. They're going to get the Ranabatos as well as the last one, but they've got the Lotus Orb being placed there. Out onto Toronto Tokyo. Mira comes in, dead for the first time. Sonic Wave is down to 3. They've got the BKB pop by Jiawei as well as Toronto Tokyo, but those are finally going to wear off. The Epi's going to come through that. The Flame Break pushing Collapse away. It's not the best placed epicenter, but he's right now in the Sandstorm. They've got the dust. They have Toronto Tokyo coming over from the side. Yatoro Sven! And Yatoro kills off Faith Beyond and looking towards the rest. He's got this guy. God, he's so strong! He's so strong! Full team wipe for Team Spirit, and game 1 goes their way.
That was such a satisfying attack to watch. Oh my god.